What's going on, world? It's a brand new episode of Royal Key there on your screen. I'm your host, George Kiel. This time I'm in Los Angeles, California at the Bolt. Let's check it out. Fred, how you doing?
Good, George. How are you? Welcome to the Bolt.
Yeah, no, thank you. I'm excited to be here. But I want to talk some general things about the Bolt, the why behind it, the how behind it. What did the Chargers have in terms of facilities prior to the Bolt?
Well, you know, it's been an evolutionary thing, going back to our days in San Diego, where we had a pretty robust training facility there, and then moved to a temporary facility. We made the move in 2017 to an office building and a parking lot, which we converted to a couple of fields in Costa Mesa, California. We embarked on a journey in 2017. We moved, which I led to try and find what ultimately became, you know, this new training center for the Chargers.
What was it like finding the plot of land here for the Bolt?
Well, I'm a real estate guy for many, many years. And for those who know real estate and know Los Angeles, you know, finding 14 acres, 6 of which don't produce any income, is always a challenge. First place I looked at was Redondo Beach, and migrated to a bunch of different places here, but the challenges of finding an appropriate site became difficult, and then embarked on a much larger journey, as far north as the Reagan Library in Simi Valley, as far south as San Clemente, and tried to find an appropriate home, but we always zeroed in on the South Bay and El Segundo.
In the NFL, this is very rare. This is an anomaly. A lot of NFL teams don't have this exquisite of a facility training-wise. What made you guys go in this direction, and do you guys see this being an influence for others to come?
I'm not sure Jerry Jones would agree with you. There's probably a few other owners that would agree, because there are some really incredible facilities among our peers in the NFL. You know, we've tried to learn from the best, replicate what we could, and change other things that we couldn't, and ended up here, really starting with the players though. We really started with creating an environment and a building and facilities that gave them all the tools they would need to ultimately get us a Super Bowl.
What do you hear about the facade of the building from the outside when people pass by it?
Gensler and our folks really nailed it, and it really embraces who we are as an organization. You know, sometimes a building is more than a building, and I think in this respect, it really speaks volumes for what we try to accomplish.
You mentioned your challenges. They are a leader in professional facilities. How was it working with them throughout this process?
You know, they were great. Whenever you're dealing with something this large, this sophisticated, there's always bumps in the road, which you always have, but they've been great. And Andy Cohen, as the CEO, has become a friend, and you know, they've become legendary in building these kind of facilities. They just completed the BMO facility for LAFC. They had done their practice facility. They did the Star for the Cowboys. So they certainly had the bona fides to build a building like this. So that was great. And we hired a contractor, PCL, that had done the construction of those 2 facilities, and it was great working with them as well.
Why is it sophisticated? You usually don't hear that word with describing training facilities.
It all depends how you approach the building. There are simple ways of constructing these things to do it in a way that meets basic needs, but we really want to do something different. Embrace the notion of lightning and electricity and chargers in the architecture and virtually everything you'll see in the building. You know, from our planting areas to our benches to other things you'll see, as well as the facade of the building. You know, you have to sort of think outside the box. That makes it a little more sophisticated and more challenging, but it was fun through the process. And you know, I think the proof's in the pudding.
The striking staircase, what was the thought process by having that be the wow moment as you walk in?
You know, it was one of the wow moments as you walk in. The idea really was to build a grand hall so that when you walked into our building, it kind of woke you up and said, wow, this is the NFL, and I think we've accomplished that. We have not just the staircase, which again embraces that whole notion of angular lightning, which was what the theme was, but we've also got the largest video board in any of the sports training facility in the country. It's an 1,800 square foot video board. Samsung did it. It's the same technology that we have in the Oculus at SoFi, which enables us to do lots of different things. But we also got a great media room and media workstations for our beat reporters. I mean, that's all there and all part of it, but it's also a great entertaining space. But you know, as you walk outside in the Plaza, there's lots of opportunities there, and our staff gets to enjoy them as well as our customers, and we've had events there. We have a garden, which is the Alex and Faye Spanos Memorial Garden, in honor of the Spanos family, which bought the team in 1984. So there's a lot of little nuggets and tidbits that hopefully you'll get by virtue of this show.
You guys have a sauna, you have hydrotherapy pools.
I really have a lot of respect for our players that weathered the last facility we had, because it really was, you know, not what they deserved. And it probably took us a little longer than we anticipated. But now they come here, and you know, you want your players to want to be here. You know, we have a golf simulator, for example, where the players, you can see them all, you'll probably be players there now, all time, day or night, enjoying some of the games that come with it. We got a swimming pool, and so guys will do laps and use it for both rehab and other things. We've got a cold plunge, a hot plunge, a rehab pool. We got a steam and sauna. We have a barber that comes in 1 or 2 days a week. So there's all those things that's to make it an environment that's inviting to the players, whether they're working out or not working out. And I think if you come here early in the morning or late at night, you'll see players that are here working out or playing pool or do whatever they might do.
What are some of the most unique attributes about the Bolt?
We built a team meeting room, an auditorium, which is not just a place for them to gather. It was, the concept really was Carnegie Hall meets the Chargers, and when you take a walk, you can see what we've accomplished there.
This area, what is this area utilized for? You don't usually see these speak easy type of areas in a training facility.
Well, you like to, as I said earlier, replicate what works. And we were enamored with a club the Cowboys created at the Star called the Cowboy Club. I really thought there was a way to put our own little spin and twist on it here. And so we created a private club within our facility called the 1960 Club, which will be open for memberships, really a select group of folks who are our customers or partners or longtime fan and season ticket members who have the opportunity to join here and really embed themselves in the Charger organization in a really different and unique way. And so we created this environment, which you can see here, which is a casual way of looking at the team. But you're right down the hall from our ownership, and farther down the hall are me and our staff. So it's really a unique way to spend as much time as you want here as being part of the organization.
Okay, John, start off with your title and what is your day-to-day?
So my title is the Director of Facilities and Construction. My day-to-day is just making sure that the building is running operationally, perfect, across the board. So I work with every department, whether it be business through football.
So in talking with Fred, obviously this is a very unique type of facility in the NFL. Only a few have these type of training specific facilities. I want to touch on some of the wow moments, like when you walk up to this spot. And let's start off with the disc.
That was a labor of love. When we were building the actual facility, we shipped that piece of granite all the way from Brazil. So it was one piece of stone that we actually cut into 3, had shaped, and then created this, very, very multi-ton desk.
The Walk of Fame, I saw LaDainian Tomlinson, I saw Antonio Gates. Talk about the importance of that, the meaning of that.
I mean, the meeting alone is just, it just shows the history of the Chargers as you first walk in. It's also one of those, again, another wow feature that you don't really see anywhere else, especially using the company that installed it being the same company that does the Walk of Fame in Hollywood Hills.
The uniforms, that's an eye catcher when you walk in as well, just the storytelling of the uniform. Talk about that, how it started from the beginning, the one that I see kind of toward the left all the way to the right.
So the storytelling is really just the evolution of the Bolt and the uniforms that we've had over the last few decades. I'm gonna give all credit where credit is due. That was an idea of Fred's, and I just am able to implement his design.
As far as player-facing amenities, you guys pride yourself on a holistic approach for the player. In what ways?
From the outside walking in, the player have their own private parking area. You have their own entrance. Very unique to me, seeing all these other locker rooms, is having a private sitting area inside of the actual locker room, where you have ping pong, shuffleboard, golf simulator. I mean, across the board, we're looking to make sure that the players have all of the amenities that really make them happy and make them want to come to work.
Awesome, awesome. Externally, you guys, again, were able to find a nice plot of land for this. It's inclusive of 3 practice fields. What kind of grass is utilized?
So the grass itself is a hybrid, is able to withstand both cold and heat. Having the 3 fields is very important for us. We moved from a facility that didn't even have 2 full fields, and getting 3 was very important just for the safety of the players, as well as just the overall need, because you tear up the field so much in practice. You have to have the ability to leave one to be able to rehab while you move to another. The other really unique feature on this building that I haven't seen anywhere else is on the 2nd floor, outside of the meeting rooms for the players, having a turf field simulated on the deck for players to be able to line up and walk through plays.
What's a wow amenity that you usually hear from players? And then on the opposite side, what's one that you usually hear from staff that they just enjoy while here?
For the players, definitely is going to be the golf simulator. Unfortunately, the staff are not allowed to be able to use it at this time, but for the players, that's a hit, as well as the shuffleboard. We started with one and got a call from our GM, Joe, and he said, it's such a big hit, can we get another? So we added the second one. For the staff, it was really just the evolution of our cafeteria. From going from what we had at a temporary facility in Costa Mesa to what this is being catered by Wolfgang is just an incredible upgrade.
Let's spend some time talking about that, just the uniqueness of the food operation here. Expound on that a little more.
We have a staff of 30 individuals coming from our partner with Wolfgang. The food variety, it changes weekly and daily, and it's just really incredible. We've had nothing but raving reviews for that.
This is a 3-story complex. It's not just 3 stories because of a wow factor. Operationally, logistically, it helps you guys as far as just staff, players. How does that impact you guys' workflow?
Workflow actually works really well. You always hear, trying to keep separation between business and football, but there is actually a lot of intermingling between the two in the building. Having football on 2 and business on 3, you still have the accounting department where there's a lot of intermingling with players and coaching, and same with all departments. There's very few departments that don't have some type of intermingling with the football staff.